Intensified by expansion and deepening regional division, debates over slavery led the nation into civil war, the bloodiest war in American history. The country was split in two, with the slave states in the South fighting against the northern free states. In an attempt to win the war, each side had their share of inventions and innovations. The Civil War lasted from 1861 to 1865, and during that time, the Ironclad Warship was one such innovation that changed naval warfare in America forever. Soon after the introduction of the first ironclad warship, the CSS Virginia, in 1862, wooden ships slowly became obsolete in America due to the ironclad's superior armor and outperforming engine. By the time the Civil War started, the U.S. Navy was predominantly made up of wooden ships. As such, rounds fired from a cannon from shore emplacements or from another ship could easily penetrate the brittle wood making up the sides, mast, hull, and many other parts on the boat. In 1862, however, the first casemate ironclad warship was created in the South, dubbed the CSS Virginia. The ship had 4.5-inch iron plating covering up the modified USS Merrimac, a northern frigate which the South had previously captured. William Ayres gives a description of the modifications given to the Merrimac in a letter to his friend Wesley. He describes large iron clamps supporting the eaves of the ship's hull, the gun portholes that close the second the gun has discharged a round, and the pilot house completely encased in iron. In its first battle, the CSS Virginia almost single-handedly takes out the USS Cumberland, Congress, and Minnesota, all wooden ships. The rounds fired at the CSS Virginia all ricochet off the sides. The CSS Virginia ceases only because it becomes too dark for the gunners to see to shoot. It leaves the battle almost completely unscathed, only losing its iron battering ram to the USS Cumberland. This battle showcases the incredible disadvantage wooden ships were at compared to the ironclad warship. Both the Union and Confederates built their own ironclad warships, and it is the production of these vessels during the Civil War that marks the beginning of the end of the American wooden navy. The USS Monitor was the Union's first Monitor-class ironclad. It did battle with the CSS Virginia at the Battle of Hampton Roads, resulting in a tie. The ship was entirely encased in iron, but there wasn't much ship above the water. In fact, most of the ship was situated below the water, with one rotatable turret sitting on the long deck of the boat. The engine of the ship was a single-cylinder, horizontal, vibrating lever steam engine. This unique engine allowed the vessel to go up to 8 knots, roughly 9 miles an hour. This steam engine allowed the boat to travel at that speed, no matter what direction the wind was going. Many other ships during the Civil War were built with steam engines for this reason. Wooden frigates and modified ferries largely used steam engines to get around. Steam engines were largely already in use in the U.S. Navy, as the last sail-powered warship was constructed in 1854. What was so special about the USS Monitor's engine, however, is that it was the first engine able to be mounted in the vessel under the water. This put the engine outside of the enemy's line of fire, since the enemy couldn't shoot at the engine. It was exponentially harder to disable the ship. After this breakthrough, approximately 50 more Monitor-class ironclad warships were built by the Union. Ever since the introduction of the ironclad warship, naval warfare in America has never been the same. Modern naval vessels hardly utilize wood for anything but some parts of their deck. Modern ships mostly use below-the-waterline engines as well, just like the original USS Monitor. They also make use of rotating turret design originating from the USS Monitor in more than just one place on the ship. Today, ships are covered in rotatable turrets to maximize the firepower of the vessel, and every single inch is either covered or reinforced by a strong, durable metal. All of these advancements on modern naval vessels come from the Civil War Ironclad Warship, the ship that forever changed the American Navy.